We've all really liked these recent 25v25 maps, and the gameplay that comes along with it. Even though it seems these maps took a few months to build and were good, I wonder how much better a map would be that's been worked on for like 3 years. And we already have it. What if the open world that we all know and love was turned into a conquest, not only with AI, but a whole real-life occupied set of teams, probably like 2. One at the regular FOB, and then one that maybe spawns like at the enemy FOB or Ronograd City. Adjustments can be made as needed, like giving both teams an A10 runway to make it fair, or just giving the other team separate advantages to counter that, or just removing the A10. But this wouldn't just be combat thrown onto the map, team deathmatch style. I'm talking about using the bases that have been worked on all this time as individual capture points. Same system as the 25v25 maps now, but there would be way more bases, obviously. And I still think that the ones that, get left alone aren't currently being fought at by, like, the operators can still have POD and RLF. So AI are still in the mix and going around the map, but they're just another faction. So there's all these competing forces, so much variety of combat going on, just to keep you more occupied on your toes. Like, I just feel like that would make things, like, a lot more fun and vibrant. You can even make lore for these operators splitting, like how we all were at the FOB, and then maybe there's some sort of split in leadership, or combat that goes wrong and a disagreement on what people should do, or a political thing going on behind the scenes. I don't know, you can make it something cooler than that, I'm sure. And you could even make like a little intro scene explaining what happened that's skippable, or even like a little raid mode mission explaining it. Through an operator's perspective, or a squad of operators' perspective. Something like that would be really cool, like a civil war at the FOB. Oh, imagine like a raid mode mission like that. If y'all don't know what raid mode is, that's like a basically sort of story combat mission that they used to have. It wasn't like this, it was just something random at a little base. But I'm just saying using that for this lore would be cool. And maybe this game mode that I'm talking about here, the one that's the open world combat with AI and people and all that, could be called something like MASH Combat, or I'm sure there's a cooler name you can think of. But given that every aspect of the game would be usable and in action, making a true BRM5 experience and as lively as possible. Like, imagine you're just at Corey fighting the AI, and then a Blackhawk flies over the mountains and just starts raining turret fire down on you, and you have to call backup from your other operators in your faction. And you're trying to capture these different points, because there's way more than the regular 25v25 maps, and you're building up those capture points, and then maybe, say, in 30 minutes or an hour, whichever team has built up more points over that time, they win. So, again, same system as 25v25, but there's just so much more map to cover. Or maybe it's like your paycheck goes up the more materials / like bases you occupy, your team anyway, and it's less of like a time limit to points situation. So, like, if you have more bases captured, you'll get a slight bonus on everything, or like a paycheck every day in the game, of course, like a day-night cycle, based on what you have occupied as a team at that point. Yeah, that's it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Maybe this is stupid, but I think it's a cool idea, and I want to hear some of y'all's thoughts on it too. If you have things that, you would want to add on to this idea specifically, or you have a separate game mode idea, just let me know in the comments, because I'd be curious to hear all that. And yeah, y'all have a good day.